Hi, I'm Callum from Tyne Valley Motorhomes. This is a handover on the Chausson Titanium 767GE. So as we start our walk around on the outside, first point we'll get to, this customer has added a external gas point. So you get your bullfinch connection, which is in the cutlery door inside. Push it in, turn it, and then you'll get some gas hose, and you'll need a Jubilee clip to connect to the bullfinch connection and to your Cadec or external gas source. And then underneath the back wheel is your waste water. So this is a point where anything you've put down a plug hole will go to a separate holding tank, and obviously in the winter you'd want to drain this off. Simply pulling it like that, it'll drain that off. That is just the water we've tested the vehicle with. LPG, liquid petroleum gas, so all your lockers open with the round headed key. And in there there's a 6 kilogram gas bottle. This is our test bottle. So to connect the bottle to the pigtail there, gas spanner or adjustable wrench, left hand thread, nip it up and then turn on and off at the top of the bottle, and then always make sure that you tie the bottle in with the straps provided and turn off when in transit. In the back here you've got your large garage space, so you do have a light which will work when the main control panel is switched on. You've got your awning winder and your rafter bar, your loose fit carpets. It's got 12 volt and two 40 volt in the garage, and then just in here, this blue diamond on the top is your frost drain. So at 3 degrees it'll automatically drain the boiler down, but don't rely on it because you aren't covered under you're not covered for frost damage under your warranty, as it's your responsibility to drain the vehicle down. And to do so, you just simply turn that and the button will pop out at the bottom. Push the button in, turn it and push the button in, so when it's side to side it's holding water. When it's front to back and the bottom pops out, it is draining the 10 litres of water off. At the back of the vehicle you've got your high level brake light and rear view camera, and you've got your 2 bike rack. This customer's opted, so you'd pull that down, wheels through there, these through the spokes to keep the wheels on the rail, and then these through the crossbars which just pull down like so. Coming on to the passenger side of the vehicle, you've got your Truma vent for your diesel heater. You've got your cassette loo, so make sure the blade's closed, and what you'll be able to do is lift. Got a handle there so you can drag it round, and empty, you simply take the cap off. This acts as your measuring stick when you come to refill it with liquid. Press, empty. Once you've emptied, put some water in, give it a shake, empty again, and like I've said, fill with chemical, pop a cap full in there if you're using the liquid. Using the tablets, pint of fresh water, open up and drop one in there, and that's how you'd use your cassette. This is your Techni box locker, so this is very important. And in here you do have your travel drain. So if you've got a full tank and you want to go to 20 litres, lift this up, put the pump on, open the taps, and it'll start spurting water underneath the vehicle. And then to drain the rest of the water off, you've got a bung, which is a 15mm compression fitting on the end of a pipe. Pull that off, that'll drain it all down for the winter time and take that remaining 20 litres out of the tank. And then to fill back up, you'd put your hose pipe into there. This side you've got all your electrics. So you've got your main RCD unit, and then you've got your 12 volt fuses. So I would carry some spare blade fuses with you. And then you've got your mains connectivity point. So to connect, lift the collar, slide on here, hook the vehicle up first, then the sight, and then obviously do the opposite when unhooking. At the passenger door you've got your easy fill system. So you've got your diesel filler, which you just push the cap in, and then you've got AdBlue, which is an exhaust emission, and that'll come up on the dash when it needs it. When it does come on the light, just top it up. You can get it from most service stations or in the drum. And then underneath this seat is where your leisure battery lives, and underneath that seat is where your engine battery lives. To turn your seats, you've got a half bar here, so you just pull the seat forward and then turn the seat around into the back of the motorhome. And then to open your bonnet, you'd simply just use your key at the front of the vehicle. So you can turn your airbag off in there as well if you're going to put a child in the front. And then you've got your bonnet open by just popping that side and that side as well, which pops the bonnet. So once inside the vehicle, you've got your heating and hot water control panel here, which we'll go through in a second. And you've got your main 12-volt control panel. So this little green light here shows that you are hooked up and on mains electric. And then at the top, you've got your on-off button. So this will either turn on 12 volt if you're not hooked up, or 230 if you are. You've got your interior lights, which are all then individually switched. You've got your water pump here. So make sure you've got enough water in the tank and you'll be able to turn this on. And then should you use taps, toilet or shower, obviously make sure it is on and you'll get pressure through the taps. You've got your awning light, which is the light outside, and then these buttons here correspond to these on the side. So you've got your one of your trailer, which is your leisure battery reading, there fully charged. Your one of your truck, which is your Ford engine battery reading, which is fully charged, shown green. You've got your fresh water, which is half a tank, and then when this goes to red it means it's empty, and when this moves down to the next one it means your waste is full. And then should this panel be too bright for the people sleeping in the bed, you can dim and brighten the panel up by just pressing and holding the end right hand button, like so. Across from it you've got your Truma digital control panel, so you'd press and hold to turn on, and then you'd press to get into the menu, and you've got in the far left hand corner a motorhome with a thermometer in. This is the temperature of the vehicle. You can have it all the way to 30 degrees or all the way down to off, and then you'd simply just press enter to save it at the temperature. Moving further along, you've got your water with your thermometer in, so you've got off, eco, which is equivalent to heating the water at 40 degrees, hot, which is heating it at 60 degrees, and boost, which will turn off the heating and prioritise the water. So for this we'll just say hot. And then moving further along, it's what source you want to run off. So you've got fuel on its own, which is diesel. If you're wild camping, as it's no gas on this one, it's diesel and electric. You've got a mixture of 1 kilowatt of electric and diesel. A mixture of 2 kilowatts and electric and diesel. You'd use this more in the winter to get the vehicle to temperature. If you wanted heat or you wanted water desperately, double the source, reduces the heating time. You've got electric on 1 kilowatt, which you'd use mainly abroad or should you be drawing too much current and tripping the vehicle out. And electric on 2, which you'd use if you were on a site, and so you're not wasting your fuel. Just to note with the fuel, because the fuel is connected, takes a current off the light circuit. The lights can flicker when you put the fuel, when you put the heating on. Fuel, as it's just taking such a big startup of power, so what you may need to do is just start the engine if it is bothering you, just to put some more charge into the battery. But this will only last a couple of minutes, and then the lights will go back to being static. But that's just a common thing on all Chaussons. In the right hand corner, sorry, you've got your fan. So you can have it on eco, which just reduces your 12 volt assisted fan. It will not sound as bad. Or you can have it on high, depending on, obviously eco is better for on a night. High could be better off during the day, should it be too loud for you on an evening. In the bottom corner you do have a timer, so you can time the heating to come on and off for on a morning. You've got a clock for the display panel, and then should you get a warning triangle in the middle, you'd go to the spanner setting, go to reset, and then press again, it'll say preset, and you'll have to then restart everything from scratch. And to turn on and off, you just press and hold. So now in your kitchen area, you've got your 2 gas rings which are lit like so, and then you've got your electric hot plate which is indicated here by the red light. So this electric hot plate will only work when you are hooked up, so just do make sure that you haven't knocked this when you've been packing the van. Hook up, because if the glass was to get warm it would shatter. So it, again, when putting it down, allow it to cool before you put the lid down. Below you've got your oven, and then above you've got your grill. You may want to remove these when travelling, but always make sure that your grill pan, or should I say your oven shelf, the U shape goes to the back. So, and in the storage you've got storage underneath the oven, and you've got your cutlery drawer, and then to lock them just push them in. You've got your drawer there, that's just a bull punch connection for your external gas point, and then you've got another drawer there as well. Your light underneath your kitchen cabinet, you just press the little tab in, and then if you just pinch the clasps, you've got your overhead locker storage there as well. So your Dometic style 12 volt compressor fridge should only works on 12 volt. So you turn on and off here, it's dead simple. So you press and hold to turn on and off. It's gone off, and press and hold again. Turn it back on. You've got your temperature here, and then obviously once you've finished with it, you're using it for the season, if you clean it out, and then if you turn it to vent on the top, clean it out, remove your shopping, it'll clasp the door but it doesn't shut it fully, so you can get your hand down the seal and it allows air in and out for ventilation. Now in the washroom combined toilet area, to operate your toilet you just press on the blue button which flushes the toilet. So you're always meant to flush the toilet first, and then on the bottom bowl of the toilet there's a grey lever. If you slide that to the right, opens the blade and allows everything to deposit into the cassette. Flush first, which lubricates the blade. Open the blade, use the toilet with the blade open. Not only does it stop the blade from getting messy, the cassette seal isn't 100% watertight around the top, and this is throughout all motorhomes and caravans. It's not a fault with the vehicle, and if you were to fill it with water, use it with water in the toilet with the blade closed, it can actually seep around the cassette and flood underneath the cassette, and then you would be mopping out quite a messy job. So flush, open the blade, use the toilet, flush again after use, and then what you can do is you can then slide to the left, isolates the blade, closes it, and it allows you to get it out from the outside should you need to empty the cassette. So you get a light on here. Obviously it's heated your washroom. You've got your shower screens there to stop all this getting wet. And then with your shower as well, once you're finished with it for the season and you're packing the van away for the winter months and you're not going to use it for a couple of months, if you just remove your shower head from your hose, open your tap and allow your hose to lie in the shower tray, so any water in the loop here doesn't freeze and potentially splits the pipe. I would then open all your mixer taps into the middle position as well. You slide this mirror along, opens the toiletry cupboard, covers the window if you've got it open. And then when travelling, you just make sure that your doors are closed, so they're just magnetic. And then what you can do is put this strap around them. It stops them from flying open when you're travelling. So at the back of the vehicle, you've got your 2 single beds with your wardrobes underneath both. You've got some storage underneath the steps. A little bit more under this one, it's further back. And then your little blue lights here, which are your night lights, are controlled via a switch which is just underneath your kitchen cupboards there. You've got all your storage here, so you just, again, it's a little travel catch on these, so you just pinch and slide all these doors open. And then you've got your nets, which are magnetic, so when you're travelling you can put them up to stop them from banging on themselves, like so. And on the windows, if you pinch, got a blackout blind, and you've got a fly screen, and to separate the two, just pinch and they'll slide down. To open the windows, you push these buttons in, pull the toggles, push it out. These will self-stay open, so you've got to push the window all the way out to bring it back in. To drop your electric bed, there's a switch just above your cutlery drawer. Obviously you've got to make sure that your light circuit's on for your bed to come down, otherwise it won't come down. So if your light's on, switched on, you wonder why your switch isn't working, it's because you have to have the light on the control panel. Here you've got the nets for your for any children, which just stop them rolling out of bed. They just clip onto here and clip on underneath the frame, so you can take them off should you require. And then the ladder at the back would just clip onto here. One thing about the bed is if you leave your duvets on, do take your pillows off, but then there's a little thing on the wall up here which is a switch, a contact switch, so there's a contact on the bed and a switch there. When it comes together, the lights come on. If a duvet or anything was to get stuck between the contact and you wondered why your bed wasn't coming on, your bed lights weren't coming on underneath, that's why. And then there's a little rocker switch just under here which turns on this light here. So to make a smart lounge, remove all your cushions first, then if you use this black knob there, pull it back and then lift the seat base up like so. And then if you use your two bigger cushions off the lounge, so you've got your base and you've got your backrest there, and there you've formed your forward facing belted seat, and it's exactly the same this side as it is shown here. So now in the cab, to the right of the driver is your folding handbrake, and then on the door you've got your electric window adjustments and then your central locking button. So this will lock the habitation door, as it's a titanium. It's got central locking on the habitation door and the cab for on an evening, and you'll see here that it's locked by the padlock just above the hazard button. Got your automatic headlights, which you can dip and raise your headlights there, and you've got your front and back fogs, and then this will brighten and dim the panel when the lights are on. Mirror adjustments, which is the top on both sides, and then you have to manually change the blind spot. To black the cab windows out, you'd pinch, slide this down, it blacks the side windows out, and then to do the windscreen you just pinch, slide it round, and as it's got sensors behind here, it's got the cutaway for the headlight sensors there. On the steering wheel you've got all your audio controls here, your wipers, speed limiter, cruise control, cancel, resume, so should you have to go for the brake you can just press resume or cancel there. And then in here you've got your trip computer, so you've got your range, your digital speedometer, your exterior temperature, your average speed, your miles per gallon, your instant fuel usage, and your travelling times there. This turns your start stop off, and this is your heated windscreen with it being a Ford. Press this button in the middle, will lift this compartment, and you've got a 3.5mm aux jack and a 12V point there, so you can put your sat nav in there, and then there's a cutaway in the sides for your lead. Automatic gearbox, so you go down to neutral, that's just telling me you had the handbrakes applied. So you go down for drive, manual's the next one down, and then you can use your thumb switch, which is plus and minus to go up and down the gears, but you can use that to override in drive. This is Ford's power shift gearbox, which is a 6 speed auto, and it'll learn how you drive. So if you're somebody who likes to put your foot down, it'll hold the gear a bit longer, or if you don't, it will get up the gears far quicker. Down here you've got your distribution, your aircon, your temperature and your fan speed, with your recirculation button here and a 12 volt point there. Radios, just simply FM, and you press 1 to 9 to save. You can go to aux, which is either Bluetooth auxiliary, USB or 3.5mm aux jack there. And if connect the phone, you go phone, set, aux. So you go phone, no phone, press menu, so phone menu, OK, and it'll find forward Bluetooth. And as you can see, you've got your rear view camera on there as well, and then when you go into reverse, you get the grid there. So it's on all the time, and then when you go into reverse, you get the grid of where the back of the motorhome is.